Oh man, what is up with my cap? All right, there we go. Good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock, I believe, and it's time to go live. So, oh my goodness, what's going on? There we go. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'm getting some kind of a. There it is. It's my headphones. Okay, I couldn't figure that out. All right. So I want to welcome you to Truth Guitar Method. And my name is Joel. You can call me Joel, son of Caesar. Everybody knows that. I can see that there's about 4 people watching. And already, man, I'm already having trouble with what I'm doing. I had this little headset here, and it was on blast. And I was like, what's going on, man? Why do I hear an echo? It was just the headset. So I just want to welcome everybody. Real quick, what I want to share about this live session is that the last beginner guitar routine that I was doing around the midweek around the middle of the week after I did the lesson, what I would do is I would shoot a video of me running through the routine, you know, in case there was somebody out there who was doing it and was following it, so that they could follow along and see if what they were doing was close enough to what I was doing. It was matching up with what you're supposed to be practicing at home. Well, I'm going to be completely honest. Those have been the worst videos on my channel. I mean, like, they're terrible. Like, nobody watches them. So in thinking about how I was going to approach level 2 of the beginner guitar routine, the last couple of months, I decided last week that I would just do a live session on Saturday, and I would go through the routine myself. And if anybody was available to join me, then you could just grab your guitar if you were following and do the lesson. And if you weren't available, you can always play this back, right? So if you are playing this back later, because right now we're live, just go ahead and stick to exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so I just want to welcome everybody, whoever it is. If you're new to the channel, never been here, don't know who I am, my name is Joel. I am a guitar teacher. I'm an elementary music teacher, and that's my full-time job. And for years and years and years, I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I never did it because I thought it was silly. I thought people are wasting their time. And then here's 2020, and there's people making, tons of money on it. And, my goal is not to get rich, but I've always wanted to, share my thoughts with other people as far as what guitar playing goes and what it entails. So I decided to start, right? 2020. So here we are, and today is beginner guitar routine level 2. It's lesson 1, and it's basically, if you haven't done the lesson was posted, I believe, last Sunday, and it kind of gives you the week to do your routine, get used to it, and then apply the new techniques or the new ideas to your routine, and then we go over it today on Saturday. So almost a full week, and then tomorrow, lesson 2 drops, and the whole cycle repeats. Okay, so one thing you should know about the Truth Guitar Method is here it's really focused on beginner guitar players or people who have been playing for a long time, but they never had a structure on how they should be practicing. I'm not the greatest guitar player. I don't consider myself a shredder. There are many, many people out there who are amazing and way better at this than I am. However, I do have a passion for sharing the way that I learned, and the way that I learned was horrible. But then I had one teacher who spent an amazing amount of time teaching me how to do this the right way. And ever since then, I fell in love with it. Okay, so I want to welcome you to the channel. If you're brand new, if you're not new and you've been here before, I see that there's 4 viewers. Whoever you are, reveal yourself so I can say hi to you. Those of you who are there, can you type in the chat a 1 if you can hear my voice well, or a 2 if my voice is terrible, or let me know if there's some kind of lag or something like that, because I want to make sure that I fix that before we go into the lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and take a few seconds, and I can see over here I have a computer. I can see a couple people. Ooh, a really good buddy of mine is online. Thank you so much, Juan Picasso, for that 1. That means you can hear me well. And E-Star, what an amazing name that is. And thank you so much for that 1. I appreciate it so much. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little quick sound check with my guitar. And today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the PRS electric guitar, and off here to the side, I don't have this connected to my computer, but I'm using the Spark Amp 40 by Positive Grid, which is an amazing little amp. And there is a review coming on my channel in a couple of weeks. Yes, in a couple of weeks. Hello, Lorena Cruz. How are you doing? Thank you so much for that 1. I appreciate it. And the exclamation points tell me that you are so excited to be here. Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the guitar, and then you just take a listen and let me know what you think. And then I'm going to start the routine. And if you are, able to, and you've got your guitar, play with me. Do the routine with me. If you have a question, drop the question. And then once we're done with the routine, then the live ends, man. This is, I think, a better idea than having to shoot a whole other video, edit it, and then nobody watches it. I'd rather just go live. Right? So let me go ahead and do that now. So every single week when I do go live, I'm not always going to be using the electric guitar because everybody learns differently. Some people might have wanted to start learning with an electric guitar. Some people maybe learned with an acoustic guitar with steel strings. Some people might be learning with a classical guitar. So I'm going to try and switch it up here and there because my channel is not for electric guitar players. It's not for classical guitar players, and it's not for acoustic guitar players. It's for the person who wants to learn how to play the guitar, whatever guitar that is. Then, of course, there are those guitars that, require certain techniques that have to be applied, right? Certain things we would play on the electric guitar, we would do it differently on an acoustic or classical. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and drop some notes here real quick. Some loud sounds, some short sounds. Just let me know how it sounds. If you like how it sounds and it sounds good and it looks good, put a 1. If it sounds terrible, put a 2, and then let me know what it is, okay? So here's a short sound. And I'm going to go ahead and take off the delay. I'll put a little bit of delay. So let me know what you think. What is the sound? Does it sound good? Is it a 1? Is it worthy of your hearing? That's what I want to know. I'm going to go ahead and play a chord. Let me know what you think. Good. So I see a 1. So that means it sounds good. There's no muffledness. It sounds, is it too basic? Right? Does it make it thump when you hear it? Let me know. All right, so I'm going to move over right here. That way you guys can see. All right, well, it seems like I'm getting 1s. There's 4 people watching, and I'm so glad for you 4 people. Thank you for coming. Thank you for enjoying this and doing this with me. Remember, at the end, if you like this, you hit a like. If you disliked it, then hit a dislike. No, no problem. I don't hate you. I'm just trying to do what I love. Okay. All right. So Juan, it is perfect. Thank you, Mr. Juan. I appreciate that. You are an amazing friend, and thank you for being here. All right. So the idea of the truth guitar method, if anything shows up or if anything sounds bad, let me know. I'm looking at the chat constantly, but not all the time. So there will be a time for questions. If you guys have questions, you drop them in there. If you're watching this on the rerun, you drop the questions in the comments, and I'll get back to you. Okay. All right. So the idea of the truth guitar method is there's several things that you got to know. So the truth guitar method is based on the idea that I have to give you the truth no matter what that is. That means if you ask me a ridiculous question and I don't know the answer as the guitar teacher, it is my job and my responsibility to tell you that I don't know, but I will find out the answer for you. It is also based on the fact that I'm not going to lie to you and give you false expectations and false hope. For example, maybe you've seen commercials that say, learn guitar in 3 days. That is not true. You won't learn guitar. You might learn how to manipulate your fingers to do a guitar task, but you won't learn guitar in 3 days. That's just not going to happen. Okay, and so that's the idea of the truth guitar method. The other thing is the truth guitar method is based on solid facts, if you want to say scientific facts, of guitar playing, which one of those facts is just flat out, if you want to be a guitar player, if you want to learn the instrument, the instrument, then you have to know and understand that it's going to take some time. Now, the more time you put into it, the less time it takes, right? So let's say you're putting in a ridiculous amount of hours, like 10 hours a day straight for like 2 months. Guess what? You're going to learn how to play guitar in 2 months. Let's say you put in 15 minutes a day, every single day. It's probably going to take you like 6 months to 2 years. It's going to take a while. So the truth behind it is that what I do is I take an idea, which is how to play the guitar, and then we reverse engineer that. How do we get to playing the guitar? And there's a lot of things, right? A lot of people, when they get their guitar, they grab their guitar and then they just start jamming. And the problem is that jamming is not learning guitar. Jamming is jamming. Anyone can jam. Anyone can pick up the guitar. And yes, on YouTube, there's an amazing amount of guitarists who can go all over the place on the guitar and do amazing things. And I'm not bashing them. They are great. But if you want to learn how to, there's a process, okay? So the idea here is called the additive process. Now, this is something that I picked up from a great teacher of mine in college, something that I did not learn prior to going into college. I knew how to play the guitar since I was 7, but I didn't understand how to play the guitar until I was in college. So the idea is this additive process. The word additive means adding. So you add things to your guitar playing, to your guitar routine. I've seen online, right, where people are like, what's your guitar routine? And they're like, well, I just pick up my guitar, I run a scale. And then after I do my scale, I play some chords. And then after I play the chords, then I jam out to some intense guitar playing. Right? But that's not a guitar routine. That's like what you chose to do that day. And that's not what you want. So a guitar routine, again, is the end goal here is playing the guitar, right? Now, this is lesson 1 of the guitar level 2. So if you haven't done the whole first level, you're going to kind of want to go do that before you continue, unless you're like my friend Juan Picasso, who already knows how to play the guitar and he just wants a refresher, then he comes here, right? But he's an amazing musician. He doesn't need this, but he's here for support, and I love you. Thank you, Juanito. And so we are going to reverse engineer. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack the left hand, attack the right hand, and then we're going to attack both hands together. Now, what does that mean is we're going to warm up the left hand, warm up the right hand, and warm up both hands together. And then we're going to attack some techniques such as scales, chords, and then the new technique, which we learned last week, which was ascending and descending on the left hand, and then some improvisation and music. Now, we won't do music because if I start doing music, this video will get canceled because it has portions that are not usable. Now, what was I going to say? And the improvisation is tons of fun. So let's get started. If there are any questions, drop them now. You're welcome, Juan. You are an amazing musician, man. Absolutely. All right, let's get started. There's 4 people. If you guys got guitars, grab them. Let's do this. All right. So if you haven't done this, go to truthguitarmethod.com. Go to the tab that says free stuff. Actually, let me go ahead and put that in now. Yeah, right there. Download your copy of the beginner guitar routine at www.truthguitarmethod.com. It's the very first one. And you're going to download that, and that's where you're going to, that's what I'm reading from, except I have it on the board. And on the board, it's all scribbly with my writing. Okay, so the first thing is we're not using the right hand. Hey, Sanaya's here. How you doing, Sanaya? Hey, grab your guitar, muchacha. Grab your guitar. All right, so we're going to go ahead and tack the left hand. That means the right hand's not being used. So usually I tell my students put their hand on the body of the guitar, and we're just going to focus on the left hand. This is very tempting to start using your right hand. So left hand first. And the very first exercise on the left hand warm-up is called finger lifts. So finger lifts is 5th position. Those of you who don't know what positions are, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th fret, and then it's every single fret after that until you run out of fingers. And that is 4 fingers. So the position is 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So finger lifts, you're going to put them down on the first string. You put your second finger on the second string. And all you're going to do is these 3 cannot move. They must stay put with the tips of your fingers. And you take your first finger and you just start lifting up and down. No right hand. You're going to hear some sound, but the goal is not to play the guitar. It goes to warm up your finger. So here we go. Ready? 10 times slow, 10 times as fast as you can. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fast as you can, whatever that is. If it's ridiculously fast. I have not played guitar today, so this is the first time I'm playing today. And we stop. I didn't count, did you? Then you put the finger down. Now these 3 don't move. You put the finger back down on the first, and then you move the next finger up to the second. And there's some resistance there. Here we go. Ready? 10 times slow, 10 times as fast as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As fast as you can. Something that you might get tempted to do when you're doing this is to do your warm-up while there's TV in the background. Nope. You need to go into a room quietly, and you sit there and you punish your fingers. No TV. I don't care what you say. I don't care how advanced you are. No TV. Put it down, third finger. Ready? 10 times slow, 10 times fast. As fast as you can for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As fast as you can. As fast as you can. What's up, Barry? Thanks for stopping by, man. Very good. You bring it down, put it on the first string. You bring up the 4th finger to the second string. Now you got to remember the only thing we're focused on right now is warming up the left hand. No guitar playing. Just getting your fingers used to playing. As fast as you can. No lesson time, man. It's just a review of the last lesson, which was last Sunday. And then you put your finger down. Now, once that is complete, then you can go ahead and relax your hand. There you go. I see my screen somewhat laggy. Let me know if it's super laggy. If not, I'm going to go ahead and continue. Okay. So once we've done the finger lifts, we go to finger swaps. Now, this is the same idea, same position, except you're going to move 2 fingers at once. 2 fingers at once. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my first and second finger back and forth. Back and forth, first to the second string. When I'm done with that one, I can do 1 and 3, or I can just move to the next 2 fingers, which is 2 and 3. So 2 and 3. Back and forth. Now what this is working on is, yes, it's warming up your fingers, but it's also getting them ready for dexterity, right? For dexterity purposes so that they can work individually. And then 3 and 4, oh, the most fun. Even as an advanced player, and the only reason I can say I'm advanced is only because I'm a teacher and that's it, but I don't consider myself a super advanced player at all. We got 3 and 4 and they're moving back and forth, back and forth. Man, I looked at the screen for a second and it threw me off big time. All right, once you're done with 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, you're going to combine it to 1 and 3. And this is hard because 2 and 4 have to stay. So 1 and 3 start moving between the first and the second string. And this is going to work on your finger dexterity. Once that's done, you do 2 and 4. This one is not fun. I literally hate this one. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Focus. Don't talk to me. 2 and 4. Okay, once you've done 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 1 and 3, 2 and 4, the only one that's left is 1 and 4. This one's kind of fun. And again, this is finger dexterity, okay? Getting your fingers to work independently. If I'm going too fast for you, that's okay. That's because we're live. Go watch some of my videos because some people don't watch them, man. Go watch some of my videos. All right, once you're done with that, we're going to work on slurs. And you're a beginner right now, right? So if you're a beginner right now, we're only working on slurs on the guitar. So that's now from one note to the next, you're just going to hammer on. So you're just going to punch. Boom. That's it. That's all you're going to do. So you're going to go 1 to 2 and just do that a couple times. 10 times. You can do 10. If your favorite number is 77, then you can do 77 times. The more you do it, the better you are. All right, here we go. 1 and 2. I'm going to mute my other strings. So all I have is my thumb here. Funny story. I shot this video with my wife, and I had my hand here because I was doing some tapping. And some jerk said, "You're not even playing the guitar. You're stopping the strings from moving. You're not even strumming." And I'm like, dude, I'm muting the strings. Stop playing, okay? All right, first string and hammer-ons. Here we go. So 1 to 2, just hammer. So if you notice, there's a sound when I release. If you are a little bit intermediate or advanced, or you're a guitar enthusiast, you know that there's a second type of slur, which is called a pull-off. So hammer, pull, hammer, pull. But you're at a level when we're not focusing on the pulling off. The slur from the pulling off is not something we're doing. So it's just hammer. That other sound you're hearing is just a release of energy when I lift my finger. Then I do 1 and 3. Then 1 and 4. Then 2 and 3. Over and over, not as fast as you can. Now, by now, you should start to feel your hand kind of warm up and the muscles in your arm. You can start to feel them. 1 and 2 and 4. This is actually a workout. It's like we're going to the gym. I should go to the gym for real. Too many tacos. 2 and 4. When you're done with that, the only left one is 3 and 4. Now notice how these two fingers, I'm not tensing them up and pushing them out. They're kind of just floating, hovering around. You want to make sure that they're not sticking out. Tension is going to slow you down. So no tension. That jerk was stupid, man. It made me so mad. Oh my gosh. I was like, I am playing. You're dumb. All right. So that was the slurs. Guys, by now your hand, the what do you call it? The left hand should be feeling warm. All right. So the next one is slides. And I'm going to do a short version or a different version to what's already out there in my channel. So what you're going to do is you go to 5th position. And what I originally said is you are going to use your right hand for this, but just to pluck. It's not, there's no technique going into the right hand right now. It's just pluck, okay? If you have a smart younger kid, you can even have them come and pull the string as you do the slide. Because we're not focusing on the right hand, we're focusing on the left hand. So the sliding that I originally said is to do a full octave. Now this is a C. So the other C is over here. Okay, I believe that's fret 17, right? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, yeah. So 5 to 17, and the idea is to press, play, slide, and play. So you got to do kind of 2 strums. Now, there's 2 types of sliding, and I believe you should be familiar with both. There is the very quiet slide that when written in music, it says low C and then a high C, which means there's nothing in between. So it's like play, then you lift, slide, play. See, there was nothing in between. But then there's one called glissando, which is like get from C to C, and then it'll have a squiggly line, and that means like get to that C at no matter what the cost. And that's all those, that's the squiggly. Okay, I think you need to be familiar with both. But right now, we're going to focus on the gliss. So we're going to go from C to C, so 5 to 17. You can do it with your first finger only. Again. Good. Second finger. Third finger. And then pinky. Even though pinky doesn't slide so much, sometimes it has to. Notice my hand. I'm not like this. This is tension. You don't want tension. Here we go. Then you want to do some short snaps between 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 in one position. So you go 1 with your first finger. So I went 5, 6, 5, 7, 5, 8. Okay, and this is not in the video, the original video, but I didn't include it because I didn't want to add too much, but this is something you can do. Second finger. Remember, right hand is just plucking. There's no technique being worked on. Right now we're warming up the left hand. Third finger. And pinky. Okay. And then we have our new technique that was introduced last week, which was ascending and descending. You already have one, I guess, tacos are the best. E star, yes. Tension, trouble, always relax what is not directly being used. Yeah, man, tension sucks. Tension sucks. Okay, so ascending and descending. You already have kind of a version of ascending and descending, but the one that I'm doing is on the left hand. Again, right hand is not working, and you can go from position 1 to position 12. You can even push all the way to 24. For the purpose of this video not being extremely long, we're going to go up to 12. So all you're going to do literally is it's like hammer on every finger independently. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to caterpillar or wave yourself to the next fret. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. Now what you're doing here is you're not trying to sound cool or go fast or anything like that. Is literally think about the muscles that are being used as you move. Okay, and you go to the second string, you do that. I'm not gonna because there's 6 of them, but at home you want to do that first string, second string, third string, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Again, for the purpose of the length of this video, I'm not going to do all 6, but this is something you would want to do, right? So that idea is adding a finger and then moving on to the next. Just like that, okay? And then after you're done ascending, you can also include it to go ascending, right? Or ascending and then descending, one right after the other, or you could do all ascending and then do all descending, okay? The descending, it starts the same way, but it starts with the pinky. So the only thing is the other fingers can't touch because then you won't get a sound. So it's going to be 4, 3, 2, 1, 4. Always moving back. 12, 11, 10. I'm saying the number to tell my mind where my pinky has to go, because my pinky is not a leader. Very rarely is my pinky a leader. The first finger is a leader. And again, the motion is twofold. It's to teach your fingers to warm up in two directions, right? Moving here and moving here, but then also reinforcing the muscle that's connected from here down to here in motion, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay. The slower you do it, the more focused your muscle will be. There's an idea out there that says the slower you play, the faster you play. That's technically true, but that comes with so much training. Like, it's training your muscles to do things slowly so that it becomes like natural movement, that's like something you've always been able to do. And then eventually you're able to do it fast because the muscle has developed. It doesn't mean you do things slow and then magically things go fast. All right, guys, I'm going to tilt the camera just a little bit just so you guys can see my right hand, because that is the left hand warm up. Let's move on to the right hand. All right. All right. So we're looking at the right hand warm up. If you're using electric guitar, you're using a pick. If you're wondering what I used to use Fender or PRS or whatever pick mediums. That's my choice. That's what I liked. And then when I started really focused on my playing, I started to buy these picks, which are two. I think that's the gauge, is a 2. These are the John Petrucci. I do not play like John Petrucci, but they're thicker and they slide off of the string a lot better. All right, how's the sound? Give me a 1 if you like the sound. If it's good, if it's not good, then also let me know. I hope you guys are playing along. If you're not, don't worry about it. We're doing this so that I don't have to fully edit a video. Instead, I just spend a whole hour working. All right, that was the left hand. 1s if there's good, 2 if it's bad. I see nothing in the chat, but I see that there are people watching. One of them is me, so there's only 3 people watching. All right, let's go ahead and go on to the right hand warm up. If you're doing a classical guitar, your attack comes from the I finger and from the M finger. I meaning index, M meaning middle. So the attack will be I am for whatever we do here. Okay, never repeating. If you're using a pick, you are using alternate picking, which is down pick, up pick, down pick, up pick, never repeating down, 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 or up, 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 unless you are still training your fingers to go downwards to get used to that feeling, and then training your fingers to go upwards. Okay. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and go with alternating. So we're going to alternate 4 times each string, and the left hand is not being used. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my strings. If you want to, you can mute them and you work that way, or not mute them. I'm going to mute them. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mute my strings, and here we go. Alternating from the first string to the 6th string and back to the first. Here we go. Down, up, 4 times each. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, if you have a metronome, use a metronome. It's a lot better. All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, ready, go. And down. Second. Now, I counted in my head, and I did that slowly. A really good advice is when you are doing this, do it at a slow speed and then push yourself to go fast. Because you want to train your hand to get used to and familiarize itself with all kinds of speeds, all kinds of attacks. So going fast or going slow. Okay, guys, I've noticed, I'm going to take just a second. I'm noticing that there is a lot of blockiness. So I'm going to change my my camera settings real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and just go to standard definition. And maybe it'll clear up some of the blockiness. See if that helps. Let me know if that helps, because I'm seeing a lot of blockiness and I just don't like it. Okay. I got to get some better equipment. Let's do that. So right hand alternating, done. Now alternating bursts. That is where I'm going to play everything slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to burst. I'm going to double time it. So if I was going 1, 2, 3, 4, the next one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 3, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and burst 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's it. So that's a burst. Now again, you can do that at a slow speed like I did there, or you can go faster and you can do something ridiculous like 1. Something like that. Okay. So definitely test your fingers to have to go faster if they need to go faster. All right. So I really need somebody's help. Somebody can go ahead and type in the chat. Just go ahead and put a 1 if it still sounds good and if it looks decent. I really have to probably invest in some better equipment on this. But you guys let me know. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on to strumming. Now for strumming, all we're doing right now is again, it's muted on the left hand. The right hand is going to attack strumming downwards because you got to get used to that feeling, and then going upwards and getting used to that feeling, and then combine time. So down, up, down, up, down, up. So here we go. Ready? So down first, and that means you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Be very careful that you're not skipping a string. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then you combine it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you're wondering why are we doing this, that is not how you would normally strum. Again, the idea is that you're warming up your right hand. The right hand needs to get used to how to strum downwards, that feeling. And then the feeling of going upwards. So then combining the feeling. That's getting your right hand used to how to do it going down and then going upwards. Okay. So that was the strumming. And then we have beginner arpeggio. Now, if you're doing classical guitar, your thumb goes on the 6th string, your I finger goes on the 3rd, M finger goes on the 2nd, A finger goes on the 1st, and your arpeggio, be very careful with your pinky not to stick out. That shows tension, so relax, and it's just going to go P, I, M, A. That's the beginner arpeggio, and then you repeat P, I, M, A again, and so on. Jamsville's in the house. Hey man, what's up? How's it going? Hopefully you can hang out. I see the video quality is in the horrendous area of the spectrum. So we're going to go ahead and talk to my wife about getting a better camera. On my camera over here, it looks amazing, but over here, terrible. So, but welcome, welcome, welcome. And so if you're doing electric guitar, then the idea here is to relax your hand, right? And I usually have a pivot point with my pinky. And what I'm doing is I'm down picking the right hand warm up. So again, no left hand here. I'm just going 6, 3, 2, 1. So the arpeggio, again, arpeggio means broken chord. So we're going to go 6, 3, 2, 1. 6, 3, 2, controlling. When you're a beginner, you might get this. That's okay. Keep trucking. Your hand has to get used to that sensation of hitting the sixth string, the third, the second, the first. Okay, and then you move on to the fifth, fourth, if you feel advanced enough to go ahead and combine the two, again, this is the beginner guitar routine level 2. We're only warming up our right hand right now, is you can combine it by going down and then returning. If you're in here and you're thinking, oh, he's teaching sweep arpeggios, that is incorrect. Sweep arpeggios are completely different. We're just kind of getting used to the idea of arpeggiating. And the reason your hand gets used to that, then you'll be able to do stuff like, okay, getting used to that feeling of jumping around strings. All right, so we did the left hand warm up, okay, which was nice. Right hand warm up, which was nice. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put the ideas together. We're going to use a sinking hand warm up. So the very first exercise is the third string ascending by 4s, by 3s, by 2s, and by 1s. Last week we talked a little bit about this in doing the everything that you do by 4s, 3s, 2s, or 1s. So I'm going to use this particular exercise to do that. So right now we're going to do third string, 5th position. Third string, 5th position, and what you're going to do is you're going to play each one 4 times, each one 3 times, 2 times, and 1 time. So here's what it sounds like. Real quick, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're focusing on syncing your hands. That's the idea. That's it. And then you do it by 3s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you do it by 2s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then you do it by 1s. Now, the thing that comes out of the syncing idea, by the way, you should be applying this idea of the 4, 3, 2, 1 to all the other exercises. I'm not going to do it for the purpose, again, of this broadcast not being super duper long. Okay, so when you're doing this, this hand is syncing up with this one. But see, everything has to be even. Not uneven like. That shows some kind of unevenness, like your down picking is weaker than your up picking, and so it's all uneven. So you want to, the way to do this is when you play this, you play it all like with power. So if you're doing by 2s, then you're gonna go down, right? And that's gonna be loud. It's gonna give you that power. And then after you're done with the power, then you take off all the power and you do it with the least amount of power as possible. And then your hand gets used to doing it with tons of pressure and then no pressure. And then when you tell it to just do it normally, your hand, your brain will adjust. Again, this will take a lot of time to develop, but it should get you there. So once you've done that, the syncing hand, then we're going to do the adjacent hand exercise. This, man, when I learned this exercise, it was so difficult to stay strong the entire way because it is a long exercise, right? The combination goes 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 1 and 3, 2 and 4, and then 1 and 4. And what you're doing is you're traveling up to the 6th and back down to the 1st. Okay, again, if you're using classical guitar, your focus is I and M. It kind of transfers as I is like the downstroke of a pick, and M is like the upstroke of a pick. So I am, always switching. If you repeat or you happen to repeat that's okay. But if you notice that it's happening a lot, you need to stop and start over, because then your fingers are not getting used to alternating the way that it was meant to be for guitar. If you're using a pick, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, if you're super beginner, you do have the option of doing this exercise all down picking and then all up picking, just to get your right hand used to the feeling of moving down and up. But then the combination of down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so here we go. Ready? So adjacent exercise. I'm not even gonna stop for this one. Here we go. 1 2 1 2 2 3 2 3 3 4 3 4 1 3 2 4 1 4, and those are the combinations. Here we go. Remember that the fingers that are not being used, those just hover, they float. As even as possible. Now what you want to do is you want to try and do this with the metronome at a slow speed, and then start speeding it up by small increments every single day until you crash and burn, and then you start over. Okay, and then finally we have the semi-chromatics. Okay, so a lot of the times when I go online and I look at videos, because I like watching other people's ideas, is I see people saying, oh, let's play the chromatic scale now, and they go. The problem is that that's not a chromatic scale. That's a semi-chromatic scale. Chromatic scale is literally, the definition is from one note to the next by half steps. There's no skipping notes. And here they skipped a bunch of notes. So we call it a semi-chromatic scale. So we're going to go to position 9, and that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the semi-chromatic scale is, it has to do with bursts, kind of what we were doing over here, where I was going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. What we're going to do is we're going to apply that idea to the left hand and then sync both hands together. So what happens is it goes, is this 9? This is 9. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 2 strings were slow, and then you burst. And then slow. And then you're going to shift up 1 fret to 9 to 10, and then you burst. Slow. And then you burst. So if we start from the beginning, no stops, here's what it sounds like, the semi-chromatic syncing exercise. And my fingers stayed close to the strings. Nothing was out here, trying to figure out the world. Okay, so we've done the left hand warm up, the right hand warm up, and the syncing hand warm up. See how we're adding things, we are reverse engineering how to play the guitar. So the next thing is we're going to get into some theory, and that is the scales. So right now, if you are in the beginner guitar level 2, lesson 2, and that's kind of your position, your next thing is to do scales. Okay, so here are the scales. And the first scale that we have is the chromatic open position scale. See here if I can get it. There you go. All right, so the idea here is full chromatic scale. That means not skipping. So we start with the G sharp, and we're going to end with the open E on the 6th string. And so it's going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Then the 3rd string is only 3, 2, 1, 0. because if we play 4, we would be repeating that B. Same note. And then 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and then back up. All right, here we go. Ready? Again, you want to do this by 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s, applying that new idea. I'm going to go ahead and do it by just 1s. Here we go. Whoa. And then you can try and go fast. And so on. Or faster, shredder speed if you can. I cannot. I can't do that. Okay. The next one is pentatonic scale. The pentatonic scale that we are doing right now is the G shape. We're going to go ahead and there's a video coming up. Let me see. Where is it? October 18, Sunday, October 18. I have pentatonic shapes, and we're going to talk about all 5 different shapes of the pentatonic scale. Right now, we're focused on the G shape, which is your typical 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. That's your pentatonic scale. I'm going to go ahead and turn this way. That way you guys can see a little better. Although I see the blockiness, man. I really got to... if my wife is watching this, we got to get better equipment. I hope you're watching or listening in the house. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go with 1, 4 pentatonic scale. And again, by 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. So you do everything by 4s, by 3s, by 2s, and 1s. I'm going to do it by 1s. So pentatonic scale, and this one starts on the 6th string, right? We start from the low end to the high end, back to the low. So it should go like this. That's your scale. Now, if you want to get really good at it, like I said, go by 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. I'm just going to do it. 4s, 3, 2s, and 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each note is played 4 times, syncing, alternating, focusing on the motion of every finger. By 3s, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, pineapple, 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 pineapple. If you're wondering what I'm saying, go watch the video from last week. Pineapple, 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 pineapple. And then by 2s, pizza, 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 pizza. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then by 1s. Okay, so that's how you want to work it. You don't have to go that fast. I wanted to do it because I think it's just so important. The next 2 scales are the minor and the major. But if you are a beginner and you are on this lesson, you should only be doing 1 octave. So the major scale, I want to say that I showed, man, I don't know which one I showed on the first one, but we're going to go to the 5th string, 3rd position. Now, when it's 3 notes per string, there's a stretch that happens, okay? 3 notes per string, there's a stretch that happens. And so it goes, let's see here. Can you see it? There you go. So we're going to go 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7. That's the frets, 3, 5, and 7. 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5. And you can do that by 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. By 3s, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, pineapple, 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 pineapple. By 2s, by ones. Okay, so that's your major scale that you should be practicing at your own speed. I'm going fast just so that make sure that we can cover everything that we need to. And then we've got the minor scale. And I don't know where I put the minor, but we're going to go ahead and go, I guess we can just do it there. Same one. Let's just go third position, fifth string. We're going to do C minor, right? Because this is your first note. So C. We just did C major. We're going to do C minor. So C minor would go 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2. And I'm using my second finger here because this is a 3-note per string exercise, and the next note is way over here with the pinky. So if I use 3, I won't. It's gonna be a tough stretch. So 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1. Okay, 4, 3, 2, and 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. By threes, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. By twos. And by ones. Okay, so that's the way you want to approach those scales because they're 3 notes per string. All right, so we've done left hand, right hand, the sinking hands, and scales. Now at this point, you're gonna want to try on your guitar routine, which if you don't have, again, you can go to Truth Guitar Method, you go to free stuff, download the guitar routine. You need to be trying to memorize chords, okay? Now on there, I have 2 progressions that I think every beginner should know, and that is going from C major to A minor, to D minor, and to G major. Some people would say go to G7. You can. But I like G major. This is my channel, so I do what I want. Okay, so C, A minor, D minor, and G. I'm going to use my thumb because if not, it's going to be so loud. But the idea here, I'm not going to focus on the chords. I want to focus on the idea of this word that I learned in college that is called diminution. And diminution is basically where you play a chord, and the time that it goes from that chord to the next chord, that little time frame is you insert a certain amount of time to give your mind enough time to think. And so you go from C, and then you give it like 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And during these 4 seconds, what's happening in your mind is, oh, I got to go to A minor. And you start thinking of that motion, but you don't move until it's the last possible second. So you go 1, 2, and I'm thinking of A minor, and then I go. And then again, 1, 2, and then I'm thinking of the next chord, D minor. 2, 3, 4, and then G7 or G major. 1, 2, 3, and then again. So you have that 4. So the reason it's called diminution is because then we're going to diminish the time by 3 and by 2 and then by 1. Hey, didn't we talk about that last week? We did. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So after you do it by 4s, then you do it by 3 seconds. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then by 2s. Here I am saying I'm not going to play G7, and that's what's coming out. So then by 2s, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There it is again. And then by 1s, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 0, nothing. Just switch. So what you're taking is you're taking that little time frame in there and then removing it slowly. But you're training your fingers to move with enough time and then putting the pressure to move quicker. You'd be surprised. Once you do it in 4, 3, 2, and 1, you realize you can do it at time 0 or between 1 second. You just didn't know how to do it or the right way. and the process to get it to go that way. All right. So you do the 2 progressions there. The other progression I think is D to B minor to A major to G. And again, you want to do that with diminution, right? Diminishing the time. There is if you go to truthguitarmethod.com and you go to free stuff, there is a PDF on there that explains diminution a little better. Download it. It's for free, okay? For free. Gratis. Gratis in Español. And the next thing we have is barring. Now, for this exercise, it's super easy. You're going to go to the 5th position, right? And just on the 5th fret, and you're gonna put your first finger down. Now, here's the thing with people who are new to guitar. They assume that, oh my goodness, the barring chords are the most difficult. Yeah, man, because you're doing them wrong. You're putting your whole hand on there, or your whole finger is like on there like a sausage and it's bent. Here's the idea. When you put your finger down, you put it closer to the fret that's closer to your body. So in this case, I'm on 5. So I'm actually going to be using fret number 5. And here, I'm going to put my finger there. And once I've put my finger there, I'm going to roll it backwards. Once I've rolled it backwards, comes out perfect. Now, these 3 fingers for this exercise need to stay curled and into your hand like this. Not under. That would be ridiculous. Nobody does that. Okay, so here, roll back, fingers down, and you do this over and over and over and over and over again. I'm going to do this with my thumb because then it's going to be too loud. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, lift, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This idea that we talked about last week, which was subdividing, sort of. It's not really subdividing, but it is for your warm-up. You subdivide the idea of 1 beat by 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s, and you teach your fingers to move in groups, not just always by 1 note. Okay? You teach your fingers to be able to do groupings. Okay? So that's the idea there. So once you do that, you're going to do the modulating bar exercise where you're going to go from 5 up to 10. And you can actually keep this going to 12 and then even reverse it back to 1. But the idea is the same. And then up, except this time you're going to land on 6. Up, go back to 5. Up, 7. Up, back to 5. Always resetting to your home bar. I said home bar on the guitar. Don't put your guitar down and go to a bar in your hometown. That's not what I asked you to do. And then 9, you reverse it. And the idea is still the same. The other fingers need to be curled in. They're not moving. 7. And 2. I'm sorry, 6. And then 5. And you can even reverse it like I said before. Go to 3. I'm sorry, now go to 3. Go to 2. Go to 1. Go to 2. Ooh, I've missed one. I didn't go to 5. I apologize. Going back to 3. To 4. And to 5. Okay, that's the modulating bar. All right, so basically we've taken an hour right now so far. And those of you who are still here, thank you for being here. It means the world to me as a small, tiny, minute YouTuber with a bad quality camera. It's a 1080p camera. We just need to get a better processor, which I think we're going to do. But what we're doing is we are, if you're just tuning in, is we are going through the guitar routine that you should be at if you're at the guitar beginner routine level 2, lesson 2. This is where you're at. This is what your warm up, what your practice should be. So you warm up your left hand, you warm up your right hand, you warm up both sinking hands, then you do your scales, your chromatic, your pentatonic, everything that's on that routine. Then you work on your chords, your barring. Now, right now, my fingers feel amazing, except for this one. I have some arthritis on this one, but hopefully that will go away soon, right? So your fingers are warmed up, you're all set, and you're thinking, yeah, man, but it's been an hour and I just want to jam. I just want to play, you know, Sweet Child of Mine or whatever it is that you guys are playing. I understand that, but this is the main maintenance of your guitar playing. Treating your left hand right, your right hand right, always have them communicating, and then you jam. Now, if you are blessed with the God-given gift to skip all that and just be able to shred, then go for it, okay? But I very rarely have seen people do that. All the people that I've ever seen on YouTube have worked super hard to where they are. Everyone has a beginning stage. Everyone has the year one. Everyone has that first week of guitar. And so if that's you just got to keep it going. Don't stop. All right, so on your guitar routine, the next thing that should be is to go over your new techniques or your sight reading. Now, right now, you're at beginner level 2. We haven't done sight reading, although if you stay tuned for tomorrow's lesson, you don't want to miss it. We're going to talk a little bit about sight reading. I'm going to go ahead and move the camera up because we're pretty much done with that thing. And hello, everybody. Look at my blocky self. Well, you look amazing there, Joel. You look amazing there. It's that camera that looks horrible, okay? Looks like I live in Legoland or something, okay? All right, so what we're going to do here, what you would do in this section, which I'm not going to do, is you would review anything new that you've done, right? And in this case, it would be the ascending. That's what we did last week. Okay, so that's what you would be doing during this little portion of time. Now, the next thing you would do is you would do your improv. You would take some time to do some improv of some sort. I'm picking up my phone. I'm not ignoring you guys. I love you guys. Those few people that are here. Thank you so much for being here. If you're watching this on replay and you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Okay, if you were not here at the beginning, what I mentioned was that I was making these midweek review lessons and nobody was watching them. So instead what I did is I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go live, and those people who are doing it will probably show up. And that is a whole 3 of you. It's actually 2 because on this computer I have somebody else. But thank you for coming. I really, really appreciate it. All right, so what you would do now is you would... let me see if I can get music out of here. Let's see. Did I get music out of here? I did not get music out of here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and reset my amp real quick. And so during improv is, if you're a beginner right now, the only scales you know are C major and A minor, and you don't even know the whole one, and you've got the pentatonic scale, A minor pentatonic scale, and the C major pentatonic scale, which share the same shape. So if you are... at this level, this is the portion where you would take an improv piece, and you can literally go to YouTube, and I'm going to go ahead and plug in some channels here right now without their awareness, but there's a channel called Easy Jam Tracks. This guy, I believe, might be wrong, I believe he's from Turkey. He has tons and tons of videos. He just started this year, man, and he's tons of backing tracks, and you can take time to practice and unravel your ability to play using scales. And then there's the Elevation Tracks channel, which is probably the most popular one. So you want to, there's even some on my channel. You can even download, you can even play some of the backing tracks there. Okay, I believe I have some sound now coming up from my amp. Let me just go ahead and reset this real quick. Let's see. Yep. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take some time here to just improv. I'm not going to do the full 11 minutes on this, but I'm going to do a few minutes of just improvising on A minor, C major, and the pentatonic scale. Now, I'm going to try really hard to stick to only what we've covered. This is why we should have done A minor here. Okay, we shouldn't have done C minor. I apologize for that. And so you take some time to just improv. So at this moment, I'm going to be improvising to a mellow backing track in A minor This is by Easy Jam Tracks. He's got 229 subscribers. Go subscribe to him. He needs you, and he does real good. All right, so here we go. Let me know if you can hear it well. All right, here we go. What's the sound like? 1, 2, 3. During the improv portion of your guitar playing routine, the goal is not to become, to just sit there and no. It's like to put to practice what you're already doing, which is the A minor scale and the C major scale. All right, guys, can you give me a 1 if it sounds good, or a 2 if it sounds bad? All right, here we go. So while I'm doing this, I'm thinking of everything that I've gone through, right? Or not like in my life, right? But like everything I've gone through, right? The application of sliding. The application of the repeating notes. I'm even thinking of hammering on. That's the idea of a routine, is to take what you've done and then apply it while you're actually making music. So we even think of stuff like, even the chromatic, man, the semi-chromatic, right? We're in C major. Watch. And then the pentatonic scale. So when you're improvising, is you're taking everything that you've talked about in your routine and then you're applying it to what you're doing, right? You can even do some of the chords. I don't know if I've got the chords here, but I think it is, let's see here. the idea of improvising, is you taking everything that you've done, everything that you've maintained on your left hand, your right hand, both hands, chords, scales, all those ideas, and you put them into your improvisation to practice and unravel them and make them more. This is why we're gonna go big. So while you're doing this, again, you're thinking of those things. You can even probably apply the barring. I don't know how it would sound. Here we go. Ready? Watch. That was terrible. Ooh, that's not too bad. And that's where we'll end the improvisation. But I hope you guys enjoyed that improv stuff. Okay. And no, I was not guessing on the chords. I was not magically thinking, ooh, I know how this progression goes. When I was playing it, my phone is right here. It's got the chords on there. Okay. So I was watching very carefully because it was sideways. So just in case you're wondering. Okay. So if you're just tuning in now, I'm so sorry, but we are towards the end of our live stream with the terrible quality. I apologize. But it's some quality, and I guarantee you, if you muscle through what you're watching and you pay attention to what you're hearing, you might get something out of it. Now, the last thing on your guitar routine, when you go to chooseguitarmethod.com and you go to the guitar routine and you work all of those things out, the very last box is music. This is where I put down my guitar because I currently am working on my own stuff. But if you are a guitar player, here's what you're doing, man. You are going through the left hand warm-up, right? All those exercises. You're going through the right hand warm-up, all those exercises that we did. You're syncing your hands together, getting them to communicate and getting in sync when they're playing. You're going through your scales, through the chromatic scales, the pentatonic, the minor, the major scale that you have as a beginner, right? And if you're just tuning in and you heard all that and you're like, oh my goodness, that's way too much. No. It's super duper easy. And those things that we're doing are, 1 octave scales, except for the pentatonic one, because technically it's only 5 notes and 5 plus 5 is 10. So we're doing 2 octaves, sort of. And then you do the chord progression, working on diminution, right? Getting from one chord to the next. Now, there is another thing that we could work on chord, but we'll talk about that later on, and that is pre-planning where you're moving. In other words, that is visualizing where each one of the fingers has to move, telling it to move, and then actually going for it, right? It's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen this, right? You've got a building here and a building here, and the good guy is on top of the building, and he's got to jump across the ledge to the next building, right? They don't just run and jump over it unless you're John Wick, I guess. But you kind of like look, you assess what you have, you think about how far you need to go. Okay, this is how far I need to jump. Then you move back, you prep, you run, you go for it, you make it, you live, and you survive. Unless, you don't. And so the last little box is music. Once you've maintained the left hand and the right hand and everything that you're doing, then that's when you go and you search whatever song you want to play. You want to play Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, you go do that. You want to play a song by Taylor Swift, you go do that, which I have a student actually who's in here right now, and she played a Taylor Swift song in less than 3 months. Sanaya, will you tell me how? It didn't take that long, okay? And why? Because she was pushing, she was practicing. Of course, I'm talking highly about her because she's awesome, but only she knows how much she practiced. How much do you practice as a guitar player? So again, guys, thank you so much for being here. If you guys were here, thank you. I know that most of you are people I know, and that's okay. Thank you. If you're watching this on the rerun, I want to apologize for the blockiness, for the world, Legoland world or whatever on my screen. I'm going to really try and invest in, I'm going to stop. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop presenting on this thing. I'm going to do it on this. This is my computer. This isn't my computer. Right now I'm working from here because it's a tablet and it's very practical and it's got a really good microphone. And apparently the moment I start streaming, it is terrible. I am sorry for not listening to you, Mr. David Rivera. He gets a shout out. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. The last thing on the agenda, I believe, if I take a look at the agenda, we did warm-up lesson, right hand. Ooh, I said put a right hand first. Left hand, right hand, sinking hand, scales, chords, new technique, improvisation, and how to pick new music. As far as music is concerned, you want to pick music that is at your level. If you're a beginner right now, don't go and try to figure out how to play Through the Fire and Flames. Not gonna happen. It doesn't even happen to this guy. Okay, so don't do that. That's like another level. Although they do have a lot of repeated notes in there, you might be able to do some of the notes. So if anybody has any questions, drop your questions now. I'm gonna go ahead and do my 5-minute warning here. I'm gonna go ahead and shut off in 5 minutes. If nobody has questions, then I'm good. If there's a question or another question or anything or any questions at all, you just want to say, Joel, thank you for being here. If you want to say, Joel, we support you, then that's great. If anybody has questions, do it now. I'm just going to chill back and look at the screen now. I'm wondering what. We got to get another camera, baby, if you're looking. We got to get another camera or shoot from this computer, I think. And then I think that'll solve the problem. This one's got the faster processor. But okay, so real quick, if you're still here, this one has a great processor but terrible camera. This one has a great camera, terrible processor. What do I need to do? Juan, I think I need to go to Sweetwater and order myself something brand new. What do you think? Juan, thank you so much, bro. You are awesome. Great teaching skills. Thank you so much, man. We learned from some of the best, and therefore we teach the best. Juan is also a music teacher, music enthusiast, one of the best musicians I've ever met. If he has, I don't know if Juan has anything. New gear, yay, do it. I don't know, Juan. I don't know. What should I get? Eunice, what should I get? Let me know. Okay, well, there are no questions. They're just a comment or two, and I appreciate that. It's been an hour and a half, and it's been great. And I appreciate the few people that came in. I think at one point I saw 6 people, and that was great. It was amazing. Thank you so much for being here. And we will see you again next Saturday, hopefully with better video quality, because from what I understand, the sound quality was good, right? Okay, guys, remember, go to Truth Guitar Method, download your copy of the beginner guitar routine, the diminution. There's the guitar routine 1 and 2. Tomorrow, the new lesson drops. The new lesson is called, what is it called? Oh, yeah, simple sight reading. We got to talk about sight reading. And if you're an advanced player and you don't want to do sight reading, you know what? Just get familiarized with it. Okay, if you want to become a pro, you're going to need sight reading. And if you are a beginner, just learn how to do it. Just learn it. I promise you, you will not regret it. Okay. All right, guys, this is where I count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya.